Welcome to part 4 of Let's Play Sword of the Samurai by Mark Smith and Jamie Thomson. At the end of the last part, I was about to read paragraph 211. Here we go. You follow the road to the mountains and the lair of Kirin. The day passes uneventfully and you spend the night under the stars. You rise the next day refreshed. You may restore up to 2 stamina points. Okay, let's do that now. Puts me up to 12. There we go. You press on, leaving the road until you come to the Shiosi Mountains. A goat track climbs up one of the largest mountains and you decide to follow it. Turn to 8. You are slowly working your way up the mountainside when a tingling sensation, like an itch on your brain, causes you to pull up short. You look up and suddenly an imposing figure stands before you. Dressed in fine robes and armor of silver and gold, it is a tall, muscular, man-like being. Its face is handsome to look upon, clean and pure, but it is the purity of complete evil. Its eyes burn with violet flame, and its whole being radiates power and malice. It is a Die Oni, or greater demon. So mortal, you would seek to end. I'll start again. So mortal, you would seek entry to the domain of Kirin, Master of Shadows, it says, its words resonant with strength. To do so, you must defeat me in the tourney, I think, in the tourney of the plains. Then the die only begins to fade, laughing maniacally, the laughter echoing like thunder all around you. Suddenly you find yourself in open space. In every direction stretch the endless stars, and your mind reels as you try to take it all in. Then your vision fixes on the doors, bringing you back from the edge of madness. You are surrounded by 8 doors, one in each of the walls of an octagonal room, but the walls, ceiling, and floor are transparent. Then the voice of the Die Oni fills your head. This place is called the Hub. Behind each door lies some powerful beast. I'll just show you the picture first. Okay, there we go. You must try to win as many of these creatures over to your cause as you can. They will then aid you in battle. For when you are ready, you will have to face me and my allies in a struggle to the death at the place of battle. If somehow you should triumph, then you may enter the pit of demons and there meet your fate at the hands of Kirin. So let it begin, and may fortune desert you, and the blight of 1,000 swords be visited upon you. The voice fades. It seems you have no choice but to play the tourney of the plains. Each door is labelled. Through which door will you go first? The pinnacle of ultimate height, turn to 30. The elder plains, turn to 68. The mountain of ineffable holiness, turn to 66. The endless sands of Akon, turn to 78. The swamps of primordial mire, turn to 98. The eternal tower, turn to 110. The enchanted wood, turn to 126. Or the place of battle, turn to 138. Okay, we are going to enter the pinnacle of ultimate height and turn to 30. Here we go. You open the door marked the pinnacle of ultimate height. The next thing you know, you are standing on a thin pinnacle of rock high in a strange yellow sky. An orange sun burns overhead. Far below, the ground is a dark red color. From horizon to horizon tower thousands of these pinnacles, but you are standing on the highest. Behind you, a door hangs in the air, a gate through the worlds to the hub. A speck appears in the sky and grows larger as it nears you. It turns out to be Tatsu, a wingless, air-riding dragon. And there it is. It has a massive serpent-like body with 4 taloned legs, and it seems to be walking on air. If you have encountered the Tatsu in the Forest of Shadows already, turn to 144. If not, turn to 156. Okay, we actually have encountered the Tatsu. Did I write that down? Okay, let me just do a search for Tatsu, but I might not have written it down. But I know I have. No, I haven't. I haven't. Well, I haven't written it down, but I have encountered it. You'll have to trust me on that, or just look at the previous parts. Anyway, yeah. So we have encountered the Tatsu in the forest already, and we're turning to 144. Now, the Tatsu is the one from the forest. It recognizes you and halts before you. If you have a jade amulet fashioned in the shape of a dragon, turn to 12. If not, turn to 166. Okay, now I'm pretty sure we do have this jade amulet. Yeah, we have a jade talisman of fortuitous circumstances, and it was in the shape of a dragon, I remember. Just didn't write that down or type it. Anyway, so we are turning to 12, which is the square root of this paragraph. And yeah, let's go there now because we have the talisman or the amulet, whatever. So, the Tatsu thunders, you have managed to get as far as the tyranny of the plains, mortal. Well done. I have decided to help you in your battle against the Die Oni, for I too wish to see Ikiru, Master of Shadows, slain. When you step through the portal to the place of battle, I shall be there to fight for you. With that, it flies away. You can do nothing more, so you step back through the door behind you and find yourself back at the hub, surrounded by stars. Note down that you have won over the Tatsu to your cause before returning to 8 and choosing another option. Do not choose an option you have already tried. Okay, so we're now going to write out that the Tatsu will help us. So let's do that now. The Tatsu will help us. New line. Okay, actually, no, scrap that. Not a new line. Otherwise, it might get too sort of long. Anyway, we're turning to 8 and choosing another option. Here we go. Okay, so we're now going to enter the Elder Plains and turn to 68. You step through the door marked the Elder Plain. Was it the Elder Plains? Let's have a look at that actually. I'm pretty sure it was Elder Plains. And it was. It reads Elder Plains, yet the paragraph states it's the Elder Plain, so make up your mind. Anyway, you step through the door marked the Elder Plains. Before you stretches a breathtaking vista. A grassy plain studded with low hills and copses stretches away in all directions under a bright blue sky. The air is the freshest and purest you have ever breathed. Nearby, a strange primitive-looking deer bounds past. Directly behind you, a door hangs in the air, the return route to the hub. Then a massive animal appears. It is a huge saber-toothed tiger. It stares fixedly at you and breaks into a lope, which soon speeds up into a full-fledged run. What will you do? Take out the Phoenix Ruby if you have it, turn to 214. Fire an arrow at the tiger if you have that skill, turn to 224. Blow a horn if you have one, turn to 234. Or 234. Or step back through the door, return to 8 and choose again, but not an option you have already tried. Okay, and there's the saber-toothed tiger. Very vicious. Okay. Now, let's have a look at what we have. We do actually have an ivory horn. So we are going to blow an ivory horn and therefore turn to 234. You put the ancient horn to your lips and blow an ear-shattering blast that echoes across the plain. The tiger stops abruptly. Then it pads slowly towards you in an attitude of curiosity rather than hunger. It is as tall as you are, but all it does is lick your face affectionately. You get the impression it thinks you are somebody else, presumably the original owner of the horn. But all that is lost in legend. For now, you know it will be waiting to aid you at the place of battle. Note this on your adventure sheet. The tiger looks at you with unnaturally intelligent eyes as you step back through the door to the hub. Return to 8 and choose again, but not an option you have already tried. Okay, so we now have the saber-tooth tiger. The saber-toothed tiger will help us. Okay, now I'm choosing a new line. Anyway, we're returning to 8. Let's do that. Okay, we're now going to enter the Mountain of Ineffable Holiness and turn to 66. You step through the door marked the Mountain of Ineffable Holiness. You are standing at the base of a tall mountain peak, easily climbed, but the climb would be long and exhausting. There is no visible means of leaving this place. You have little choice but to go up. At last, you heave yourself over the lip onto a flattish area at the top of the mountain. You gasp in surprise at the sight that greets you. A strange being of noble stature, radiating an aura of grace and power, looks down at you, its eyes twin orbs of flame. It has a horse's body with a lion-like head and huge feathered wings. It is a Kirin, a servitor of the gods, and a creature of wisdom, a representative and warrior of law and goodness. It looks you up and down for a moment. If your honor is 5 or more, turn to 340. If it is less than 5, turn to 352. Okay, there's the Kirin or whatever it is. Okay, what's our honor? Honor is more than 5 because it's 7. So we are going to turn to 340. Now the Kirin gazes at you benevolently. The Kirin gazes at you benevolently, filling you with peace and tranquility. Your cause is a just one, mortal, and you are a worthy choice for its completion. You are of good heart. Because of this, I shall aid you. I will be at the place of battle to fight with you against the Die Oni and his evil allies. Its voice is lovely to listen to. You are about to thank it when it utters a wild cry and takes to the air, leaving you alone. A door appears, hanging in the air before you. You step through it and find yourself back in the hub, surrounded by stars and the 8 doors. Make a note on your adventure sheet that the Kirin is your ally. Return to 8 and choose again, but you cannot choose an option that you have already tried. Okay, so the Kirin will help us. Okay, good. Okay, so we're returning to 8. Let's do that now. Okay, where are we going now? We are going to we're going to ignore the endless sands of Akon and the swamps of primordial Maya for now, and we're going to turn to 110 and go to the Eternal Tower. So let's go to 110. Here we go. You step through the door marked the Eternal Tower. Everything changes. You are standing at the top of a fortified tower. Battlements surround you. The terrain around you is constantly changing, sometimes wood, sometimes plains, blue sky, red sky, and so on, as if the tower were shifting from plane to plane and world to world. In front of you stands a massive warrior, his face bearded and mature, a veteran of many battles. His armor is strange and outlandish to you. It covers him from head to foot. Behind him stand 8 others, their faces visored and hidden. Their armor is gold with a white surcoat covered in blue circles. The man speaks. Welcome to the Eternal Tower, contestant. We are the Knights of the Golden Company, and if you wish us to aid you in the tourney of the plains, you must answer me this. Do you return to us the war fan of our king? If you have a war fan with a symbol of 9 gold arrows, a blue circle, and a white background, turn to 186. If you do not, turn to 200. Okay, so we do have that Iron War fan, so I'm just going to use brackets and say it's been given. And then we're going to turn to 186. There are the warriors. So 186, here we come. You take out the war fan. The knight gasps in surprise. You have it, he exclaims. You hand it to him, and then he kneels before you, the other knights following suit. When you travel to the place of battle, we shall be there to fight at your side. Long have we sought this artifact. Suddenly you find yourself back at the hub, surrounded by stars and the 8 doors. Note that the Golden Company are your allies. Return to 8 and choose again, but you cannot choose an option you have tried already. Okay, so the Golden Company will help us. I better capitalize it because it's a name, isn't it? Golden Company will help us. New line, and I'll put the Golden Company. Okay. So we're returning to 8. Okay. We're now going to enter the place of battle and turn to 138. You have decided you are ready to face the Die Oni and his allies. So you open the door marked the place of battle and step through. You find yourself in a huge arena, but all the tiered seats are empty. It appears they have been that way for millennia. But as you appear, ghostly figures seem to materialize in the seats. Men and women of a bygone age. Talking, gesticulating, laying bets on the outcome of the battle as if they had been waiting for this moment for eons, even in death. As you stand on the sandy arena floor, those allies you had noted on your adventure sheet appear behind you, each saying or silently imparting a message of reassurance and support. If you have not managed to win any allies, then you stand alone. Before you stands the Die Oni. It is wondrous to look upon, save for its face which is radiant with evil. Behind it are ranged 3 monsters. Its ally. Behind it are ranged 3 monsters, its allies. The first is an enormous giant toad being, slimy and warty, with a mouth almost as large as its head. The second is a giant insect, not unlike a grotesquely huge praying mantis, in plated armor of chitin, its mandibles working horribly. I think that's how we pronounce chitin. The third is a huge 15-foot man of bronze with the legs of a goat. Its bronze skin is green and pitted with age. However, its eyes are 2 orbs of red flame glowing with power. The Die Oni. I'll just have a look at the picture first. There we go. Okay, good. The Die Oni laughs maniacally and says, At least you managed to reach the place of battle, mortal, but you will not leave it alive. These," and it gestures at its followers, "are my demon friends. Gralsh, devour," it says. The enormous toad thing hops forward. The ghostly crowd seems to roar in anticipation. If you have no allies, turn to 254. If you do, they wait expectantly for your command. Somehow, you seem to know that the rules of the arena dictate that battles can only be between single entities. Whom, it's annoying, because it's in the it's the object of the verb send. Whom will you, that's the one doing the verb, so you is the subject and whom is the object, so it should be whom. Whom will you send against the toad being? Obviously, you may send only those beings you have recorded as allies. Okay, will we send the Kirin, turn to 146, the saber-tooth tiger, turn to 172, Eleanor the Enchantress, turn to 162, the Golden Company, turn to 184, the Phoenix, turn to 194, the Tatsu, turn to 208, the wooden rod engraved with a serpent shape, turn to 228. And that's it. Okay. Okay, we're going to send the tiger, the saber-tooth tiger. So 172, here we come. Okay, the tiger races forward and roars menacingly. The toad thing hops back uncertainly. Gralsh, the toad demon, snaps its head forward to strike, its great maw snapping, but the huge tiger dodges aside, moving with incredible swiftness, and lays open the toad's side with a sweep of one of its great taloned claws. Then it proceeds to rip and tear the wailing Gralsh into shreds. After its task is completed, the tiger leaps into the air and then fades out of existence, as if it had jumped to another plane. Remove it from the list of allies on your adventure sheet. The Die Oni bellows in rage and shouts, "Krulk, slay the man-thing," and the mantis demon scuttles forward. If you are alone now, turn to 266. Otherwise, which ally will you send against it? Use only those still noted on your adventure sheet. The Kirin, turn to 278. The Golden Company, turn to 304. Or the Tatsu, turn to 294. Okay, I'm just going to note that I've used the saber-tooth tiger. So I'll just say used. No, I'll say helped. It's a bit more respectful. Helped. Okay. We are going to send out the Tatsu and turn to 294. Here we go. The Tatsu gallops into the air and dives straight at Krok, just as the mantis demon rears back to strike. Sorry, there's what's going on there. Just as the mantis demon rears back to strike, the Tatsu breathes a stream of flame from its mouth that engulfs the mantis demon, which burns like straw and is reduced to ashes within seconds. The Tatsu turns to you. "Farewell, manling, and good fortune. I must leave you now." With that, it rides away into the skies. The ghostly crowd seems to applaud as if from a great distance. The Die Oni is almost apoplectic with rage. Okay, so we've used the Tatsu, so I'll just say helped on this one as well. "Kill, Gargantuous, kill," he screams, and the huge bronze goat man lumbers forward. If you are now without allies, turn to 364. Otherwise, which ally will you commit now? Use only those listed on your adventure sheet. The Kirin, turn to 382, or the Golden Company, turn to 198. Okay, we're now going to use the Golden Company and turn to 198. Okay, the knights run forward with military precision. Twin bolts of ruby fire leap from the eyes of Gargantuous. No, it's not Gargantuous, sorry, it's Gargantus, my apologies. Of Gargantus. Was it called Gargantus in the previous thing? Oh, I have to do this. I have to find where I was. Sorry. Right, we did the tiger, 172. Then it was 294. Sorry. Okay, so yes, it was Gargantus. My apologies. Anyway, so back to 198. I read that wrongly. It's actually Gargantus, not Gargantuous. Anyway, the knights run forward with military precision. Twin bolts of ruby fire. Twin bolts of ruby fire leap from the eyes of Gargantus and strike one of the knights, who is hurled 40 feet through the air and killed. The other knights are not using their swords and maces. Instead, they are wielding lengths of rope. They run around Gargantus's legs, dodging and weaving and casting their lassoed ropes at Gargantus. Soon they have his arms enmeshed and one of his legs, but 2 men lie dead. Then the remaining knights all pull on the ropes and Gargantus slowly begins to topple. He gives a great cry of despair like the roar of a huge waterfall before crashing to the ground. As soon as he touches the earth, the light fades from his eyes and he lies inert, nothing but a massive bronze statue. The leader of the Golden Company says to you, "Our duty has been discharged. Bearer of the war fan, farewell." Then they literally step away into nothingness. I'll just mark that off my list. So Golden Company, so helped. There we go. The Die Oni, the Die One now. It now says Die One. The Die Oni speaks. "You have done well, mortal, but now I shall kill you." It advances, wielding a massive spiked iron club, a Tatsu bow. If you still have the Kirin as an ally, you may send it against the Die Oni, which is now Die Oni again. Turn to 394. Otherwise, you'll have to fight the Die Oni alone. Turn to 292. Okay, we do have the Kirin, and therefore we're going to turn to 394. Now the Kirin flies up and circles the Die Oni. The Die Oni swings the club at it, but the Kirin dodges aside. Then the Kirin utters a single word, and the Die Oni screams in pain. "You have stripped me of my magic, cursed beast," he screams. The Kirin flies up, saying, "That is all I can do, mortal. The rest is in your hands. Good luck." Then it fades from view. The Die Oni advances, club in hand, but this time you can see fear in its eyes. You must fight it. Skill 10, stamina 10. If you win, turn to 54. Okay, so first of all, let's just say the Kirin has helped us, and it's helped here. Then we're going to fight the Die Oni. So Die Oni 10-10. Die Oni 10-10. And then we're fighting it. Okay, so my skill is 12, wasn't it? Yeah, 12. So it's 12 against 10, and my stamina is 12 also. Okay, let's do this. Right, so 10 plus 2 is 12. I get 15. So 12 to 15. Puts him down to 8. Okay, 10 plus 4 is 14. I get 18. So 14 to 18. Puts it down to 6. 10 plus 10 is 20. I get 18. So 20 to 18. So it hurts me. Down to 10. New line, I think. Okay. Okay, 10 plus 6 is 16. I get 15. So 16 to 15. That's me again. new line, wasn't it? So 8. Okay, 10 plus 12 is 22. I get 17. So 22 to 17. Okay, starting to get worried. Ten plus 5 is 15. I get 20. So 15 to 20. Okay, we're back on track. So that's 4. 10 plus 6 is 16. I get 15 again. Fantastic. So 15, oh no, sorry, 16 to 15. So that puts me down to 4. So we're neck and neck. Um, 10 plus 10 is 20. I get 20. Okay, well, it's not too bad, I suppose. 20 and 20. That means neither of us hurts the other. Okay, next. 10 plus 9 is 19. I get 20. So 19 to 20. That was close. Okay, down to 2. Okay, 10 plus 3 is 13. I get 23. So 13 to 23. Good, that's the end of that. 13 to 23. Okay, that's the end of Mr. Die Oni. Good. Remove buzzing if there is any. There we are. Okay, so that's the end of him. If you win, turn to 54. You have finally defeated the Die Oni, and it lies at your feet in the sand of the arena, breathing its last. The ghostly crowd fades away and the arena is empty. The Die Oni whispers painfully to you. You have won, mortal. The laws of the tyranny of the plains set by the gods bind me like fetters of steel. Now I must grant you one request. I thought it just breathed its last. Oh, I don't know. What will you ask? What is the secret of singing death? Turn to 206. How do I slay Ikiru, Master of Shadows? Turn to 188. Help me in my quest to slay Ikiru. Turn to 150. Okay, we shall find out what we're going to choose in the next video. So I'll just say I'm on paragraph 54, which I've already read. So paragraph 54. I will, of course, use some provisions. I'm going to go down to 8. Remember, it didn't say that I have to eat one at a time, so I can use 2, so that will put me up to 8 and then 12 again. So our stamina's back up to 12, but we're down to 7 provisions, and I'll say we're on paragraph 54. That's that. Good. So in the next video then we will find out what our request of the dying or dead Die Oni is going to be. Thanks for watching and goodbye.